What is up, friends? Extremely excited to be hopping into these last two Fargo episodes of season 2 with you all. This has been an incredible season, especially the second half of it has been unreal. So many twists and turns and just masterful filmmaking across the board. And so I can't wait to see how they wrap up all the stories, because there's certainly a lot of interesting stuff that it's set up with the past couple of episodes. Obviously, the biggest twist of last episode was Hansi finding Ed and Peggy, but then just killing Dodd seemingly out of nowhere. Obviously, he had his clear reasons, and so with him out of the picture and Mike Milligan on his way to pick him up alive as he thinks, I imagine that's going to cause some significant drama. I don't know if he'll still want him dead or what his reaction's going to be, but that's going to be interesting. And then obviously we still have the stuff that's kind of unanswered with what Betsy found 2 episodes ago with all the symbols hung up and stuff around the house. I'm very curious to see what that's all about, if they revisit it at all. But then I also don't know what Ed and Peggy's fate is going to be, since they were just caught by Lou and Hank, so I imagine they're going to get some pretty severe punishment. But with everything else that's going on, it might not be as bad as I think. But I'm excited to jump into this one with you all. Hopefully you guys enjoy watching along with me, and so without further ado, let's jump into episode 9.
And here I'm speaking of Luverne, Minnesota, 1979. Commonly referred to by lay people as the massacre at Sioux Falls.
Yes, dude. Okay, we actually are gonna see the massacre of Sioux Falls, unless what we've already been seeing is considered that. Also, this is Lester's voice, isn't it? Well, I guess Martin Freeman's technically, but that's cool. Love that they brought him back for a very small role in this season. Oh shoot, bro, he's coming back to this shop. Why? What else does he need from this shop owner? He's already been too involved. Oh my, okay. He was just here to freaking claim his life. I guess that kind of makes sense because he could identify him. But I guess Hansi isn't fully out of the previous life. He's still taking lives.
He was the Gerhardt's man, or he had been until...
Jesus Christ, you mongrel. Get me to a goddamn hospital.
Yo, finally another hint of UFOs in the show right there. Love the music in that moment though. And I guess maybe it's not just the intro. Maybe Lester's gonna be narrating a bit throughout.
So this is what all the fuss is about.
Yes, sir. Blomquist, Mr. and Mrs.
Took flight from Minnesota 2 days past.
They don't look like much.
That's what you would think just by looking at them, but they have done quite a bit in this season. But they can't be too upset because they are kind of indirectly responsible, sometimes directly responsible, for eliminating some of the baddest people around.
If I were us,
I stabbed him.
I'd get them out of here.
Or cover them in bacon and leave them for the dogs.
I stabbed him.
Boy, she makes us look like the gang that can't shoot straight, doesn't she?
Yeah, freaking bring Peggy onto the force after all she's done at this point. But also, I don't think you need to worry too much about Hansi right now.
You did what?
I spoke to this fellow Milligan, and he said he'd protect us if we gave him Dodd. And the meeting said at 8 a.m.
Where?
Sioux Falls.
They're coming here.
I'm so stoked for when Mike gets here, because that's guaranteed good scenes. I mean, he could still be happy that Dodd is dead, but if he shows up and all these cops are here, he's definitely not going to be happy regardless.
Wherever we're taking them, we need to go soon. I've been under siege once this week, not really interested.
There's a third way. We wire the redhead. Send him into the meeting with this Milligan fella. Get the conspiracy on tape.
Oh, here we go. I like this plan from a story and filmmaking perspective, but I don't think that ends well for Ed.
I'm responsible for you, and you're breathing because of me. I can't just leave you behind.
Son, you're turfed. Now pack your and get out of here, or my boys are gonna show you what a South Dakota necktie feels like.
Oh gosh, man, I respect Lou for trying to keep him safe right now, but unfortunately it's out of his hands, and Peggy and Ed, I guess as well, have never been one to follow him before.
You coming?
Good to have at least one grown up here, don't you think?
I'm gonna call my boss, see if he can stop this madness on a bureaucratic level.
Worth a shot?
This thing's officially out of control.
I mean, with 2 episodes left, I don't even think we've seen close to out of control yet. That's just my guess, though. I love the setup that we got so far, though. I'm also worried what's gonna happen to Betsy by the end of this, because obviously she's not in the future times in season 1, but at this point with her getting the placebo pills, I would assume that the cancer is what actually ends up taking her life. I don't know if we're actually gonna see it happen though.
That's a beauty. Go show your mom, huh?
It's nice that she's able to stay there, a lot safer than the butcher's shop.
Mommy?
Oh no, dude. It happened so much sooner than I thought. I literally was just saying I wonder if we're gonna see something like that happen to Betsy. I hope that's not the end of her and she just passed out, but I mean, that's not a good sign. Well, it's good that he found this crime scene right here, but I think at this point, Hansi is long gone. I would be surprised if he shows up in the show again, because he's certainly done with the Gerhardts.
I'm supposed to escort you out of state.
This fellow that killed the clerk, he is wanted in conjunction with a double-digit number of homicides.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh my gosh, dude. And now the entire police force is stifling Lou's work. Are you kidding me? The most capable guy on the case can't even do his work. That's so frustrating.
Listen, he's in a red Eldorado.
Who's that?
The Indian. Shot the clerk at
The convenience store, the one who called him in. Looks like our man patched up his scissor wound and took the clerk's car.
Okay, well, at least he was still able to get that information out there. That's a good sign. I was worried that was just gonna be it. But there's a whole lot of cop cars in that little convoy that they're driving in. Definitely enough to be a part of a massacre.
I'm being run out of town, but you need to watch yourselves. This thing ain't over.
We appreciate your giddy up on this thing, but we're not fresh off the boat here.
Wait a second, man. The fact that Lou was just saying he has a bad feeling about this, and the fact they were talking about police corruption earlier with the Kansas City Mafia, what if the massacre's not even from, like, Mike and the kitchen guy, but the cops actually turned bad on him?
Your man was out of line.
Well, he was having a feeling. This mess has got us.
You Minnesota boys don't got much in the way of backbone now, do you?
Oh, no.
Well, the mission is ruined now. Whoever is looking at him through that scope obviously shouldn't be seeing all these cops. It's not the best move, driving them all up like this. You should have just dropped Ed and Peggy off a while back, let them walk up by themselves.
I had a lieutenant, and he told Eisenhower to go to hell once on account of his orders would have got us all killed. And I send that man a card every Christmas, because I can.
Oh my gosh, I love those lines from Hank right there. Too wise for all these people. They should listen to him. I guess that answers who was looking from the scope. It's Hansi, so I guess he technically is still involved. Maybe he just wants to take out everybody that had harmed him.
Is on the phone. Hansi says he found Dad.
Historians of the region have long debated the next two words spoken by the Gerhardt's native man.
I love this, man. This is so great. And I guess that connects the other scene from before. I always thought that it was Ed pretending to be Hansi calling him, but it really was him.
When Floyd Gerhardt asked who it was that was holding her son, Hansi Dent said,
Kansas City, that Milligan fella. Tracked him to a motel in Sioux Falls.
Oh my gosh, dude, this is gonna be insane. Literally every important player in the season is gonna show up to the same place.
3 times I sent men to do a job. 3 times they come back unfinished. I'll handle this myself.
Yes, ma'am.
Will they waste him the devil's hours?
Oh gosh, I freaking love this setup, man. This is going to be such great stuff. It's probably going to be pretty freaking brutal stuff too. I imagine almost everybody is going to die. I certainly hope Hank doesn't die, because I would guess that he's going to be here when it all goes down.
You're from...
Fargo, North Dakota. I work for Chief Gibson.
Which one is he again?
Does it matter?
I guess not.
Oh my gosh, Peggy's good at what she does. She's already built up some rapport with Ben here. I think she's working a scheme right now just to get him comfortable, so they'll have the opportunity to sneak out. Shoot, bro, Mike is prepared for a firefight, it looks like. I don't think this is going to go down with anything less than a massive one. I mean, it would be pretty clever subverting filmmaking if they built up this Sioux Falls massacre for 2 seasons and then it doesn't actually happen that way.
Got a courtesy call from Sioux Falls PD. Say they found Constance Heck dead in a room at the South Nick Hotel. Strangled, they said. I mean, when's all this madness gonna end?
In approximately 2 episodes. But we already know who's responsible for that one. The same guy Lou's been trying to track forever. Oh man, I love the music coming in right there and him pulling back in. Let's go, Lou, my guy. Never one to shy away from a fight. Well, we know he survives, so maybe he'll end up coming in clutch here in a sec. Okay, for a second, I was like, no way he just showed up and all the people from the setup were already dead. But I guess this is where Constance died. That would be kind of a Fargo move to do that, though.
Ice machine's busted.
What?
It's your show. You've made that clear, which means I'm here to observe. And what I'm observing is ice machine's crapped out.
Oh my gosh, these guys are absolutely screwed. If this is the task force that's in charge of handling Mike Milligan and the Gerhardts, they were already dead by the time they showed up. Yo, everything about this is so great right now. I am on freaking edge. This is just elite suspenseful filmmaking. Oh gosh, dude, and he managed to catch an eye of the Gerhardts before they showed up, but the fact that everybody else went dark on the radio, is he gonna actually be able to reach them and warn them?
When I was a sergeant, I pissed in my CO's desk drawer when he was in Hawaii. Now that was a good piss.
Holy crap, man, what a shot right there. So many of them. And the fact that all the cops that are awake right now are just super drunk by now, probably, or at least somewhat impaired. This is an absolute recipe for disaster.
Got Dodd on the bottom next to the office. One man on guard. Milligan's on the second floor.
Stay with Ma.
I feel like that's exactly according to what Hansi wants right now. Just be out of the action so he doesn't have to worry about dying. Let everyone else take out each other. Way to keep watch, my dude. You absolutely failed your job. It's a good thing Lou is coming, but he might be too late by the time he gets there. Oh gosh, man. Hank, I'm so worried about you, my dude. I feel like as soon as anybody steps out there now, they're gonna have a whole lot of fire coming at them. Oh jeez, dude, it really is all gonna go down right now. I've been anticipating this for so freaking long. I love the writing that they introduced this even back in season 1.
No!
Oh my gosh, dude. Just immediately executing everyone. Let's go, Hank. Dude, every Hank in a show that I watch is a boss. At least he survived the initial onslaught, but it's gonna be tricky to survive much longer. Okay, Ben, you redeemed yourself a little bit. Man absolutely came in clutch for once. I love it.
It's Rapid City all over again.
Brother.
Dang, man, I love this. Certainly been a massacre so far. Definitely delivering on all my anticipation. So are Ed and Peggy just gonna dip somehow amidst all this chaos?
They're cops!
Oh my gosh, dude, this is incredible. Hansi, you madman, just executing Floyd right there. That was such great acting, though. His look right to her. Oh my gosh, dude, this is insanity right now. I didn't even want to say anything right there because I was too engrossed. Lou, you absolute boss, man, coming in and shooting Bear like that, but how is he still walking? Hansi is so freaking effective, man. Just came in here and finished everybody else off. Is he trying to, like, clear himself with the cops? No, shoot, bro, don't hit Hank. Man, I don't want him to die after all.
It's true that they had seen him execute Dodd Gerhardt, but maybe the reason was deeper. The fact that he had shown his true self to them in a moment of vulnerability.
Oh, this is amazing stuff, man. I love this so much. I can't imagine Ed and Peggy are gonna go down that easy, though. What? Dude, this is not the moment I expected a UFO to show up. And this is clear as day, man. No light tricks at all. What is happening, man? How have the UFOs never been freaking brought up by Lou in the future? He's literally looking straight at one.
Shit's a flying saucer, Ed. We gotta go.
Of course, Peggy would have that response. My goodness, that would be the wildest thing I'd ever seen, even more so than the massacre that just happened. I thought we were done with those. Oh my gosh, bro, and then it just leaves like that. That was so unexpected, man. This episode is just insanity.
Officer down!
Oh geez, that was a tough choice for him right there. Go help Hank or finally catch Hansi, the one he's been chasing for so long.
I should have gone home with you. Turns out I didn't go.
Oh, and I completely forgot that Mike and the kitchen were still coming. It just never ends, does it? The stress is so high.
Okay, then.
Well, I feel like that's a pretty smart move right about now, and that basically accomplishes Mike's goal anyway of the Gerhardts being eliminated. But surely his story's not ended, right?
Peggy, Ed.
On the run with the Indian in pursuit.
Go. I can make it.
Dinner Sunday.
I'll be in a suit of armor.
Oh man, don't tell me that. This is the last time we see Hank alive. I am honestly excited though to see another showdown potentially between Lou and Hansi. Holy cow, dude. What a freaking episode, man. For as much as they'd been building up and hyping up the Sioux Falls massacre, definitely delivered. So many twists and turns as well, specifically the UFO just showing up there. So maybe what my earlier thought was about the UFOs maybe representing something else metaphorically wasn't true, because that was dang clear evidence that they were real and that they were there. And that just on top of everything that was already happening was just wild. That was such a well executed and filmed scene though, man. So gripping. Even just all the leading up to it was so great. But I mean, there's not a whole lot of players left considering everybody that was just eliminated, but I still feel like the last episode is going to be jam-packed with some good stuff. And Ed and Peggy back on the run from Hansi once again. I don't know how easy it's going to be for Lou to find them, because unlike before, I don't think they really have a clear direction of where they're going. But I guess before they did kind of talk about, was it California running off to or something like that? So maybe there'll be a few trails to follow. But man, what an episode. That was peak TV stuff. Well, I'm already starting to feel what I felt near the end of season 1, where I was super excited to see what happens and how the story wraps up, but kind of sad that we're going to leave this story when we go to the next season and obviously have different characters and whatnot, because at the end of season 1 I thought there was no way that they could do it again, replicate the quality and everything just by having so many shifting plot lines and characters and whatnot. But in this season they absolutely kept up the quality, in some ways did it even better, and I cannot believe the amazing filmmaking that they're accomplishing, especially in this episode. That was some fantastic stuff, really just cinema quality, action and suspense and acting. Everything across the board was 10 out of 10 in my opinion, and so can't wait for the next episode with you all. And I feel like some of my questions that I've had recently may never get answered, because at this point I don't feel like it would be very naturally flowing if they worked it back into the plot. Like for instance, Betsy seeing all those symbols, because obviously she is kind of out of commission right now. I don't know if she actually has passed away yet or anything, but I don't think she's going to be talking about that anytime soon. And then I don't think we're really going to have too many answers with the UFOs. I think that's just something that's a part of this season, but I really like the way that they worked in the narration to this episode, because it kind of provides this fun context of how these fake historians are debating what actually happened during these events. So it's playing out like kind of reality, how you don't always have all the answers, especially with stuff like this. And so that's kind of a cool way to do that. I like that a lot. And so hopefully you guys enjoyed watching along with me for this intensity of this episode, and I'm looking forward to joining you all for the final episode of season 2 next time. And until then, peace.